We are live with Lunch Break Live. Let's get cooking.
Okay, guys, I'm going to be creating some delicious fajita tacos for you. And I'm going to show you the main ingredients for the taco filling. And it's going to be bell peppers, shiitake mushrooms, onions, and I'm also going to be using some cauliflower. Now, I have my cooking stove already heated, so we can start the process. And basically, what I'm going to be using as seasonings, it'll be coconut aminos and some oregano, and we're going to use a little bit of cayenne pepper. Now, if you don't love the spice, don't worry, you can skip that step and just add the other ingredients that I told you about. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the shiitake mushrooms and the cauliflower because they take the longest to cook. And once they're getting closer to getting cooked, you're going to be adding the bell peppers, the onions, and then cooking it all together, allowing the flavor to soak in. And so right now I'm just basically putting it on my grill that I have here on my stove. I really hope that you guys can see it a little bit. And it's already heated. You're going to do like medium heat on the pan. And I'm going to add my coconut aminos. And this is going to give it a lot of flavor. You don't need to salt it because this already comes with salt. So just make a note of that. And you're going to add a generous amount. And as you can hear that sizzle already, that's exactly what you want. And basically, I'm going to saute these. And this is going to be the filling for my tacos. Now, I wanted to create some Latin inspired tacos for you guys to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. If you guys are aware of that, you know Latin cooking can be spicy, can have a lot of flavor, and we just love to create food. And also to pair with the tacos, I'm going to be showing you how to create a fresh salsa that is going to be going on top of the tacos. Now this salsa is going to be a little bit spicy, but I'm going to share a few tips so that it's not overwhelming if you're not into the whole spice thing. Growing up for me, I grew up in Mexico and we always had spice in almost everything, so that's something that I'm used to. However, I know that not a lot of people around the world are comfortable with the spice, but what I like about it is that it gives a lot of flavor to the food. And so right now I have my veggies cooking, and I really hope that you can see it. It's combining really well with the coconut aminos. And so now I'm going to be adding some oregano leaves and a little bit of cayenne pepper. And when it comes to adding, it's just to preference. You can add a little bit or a lot. I don't always do measurements, but that's, when it comes to cooking, there's no rules. It's about using your own sazon. Now, if you don't know what sazon means, it's just basically the flavor that you add to your food. And so, in Latin houses, usually grandmas have an amazing sazon that they add to their food. And so I added a little bit of the oregano leaves, and this is going to add that earthy herbal flavor, and a little bit of the cayenne pepper for that spiciness. It's something that I think a lot of people should definitely try. And tacos are so easy to make. Almost everybody around the world loves tacos. I think it's a staple for a lot of people, and there's various ways to make tacos too. So this is just one way that I wanted to show you, but you can definitely use other things like tofu. You can use tempeh. You can use simply just vegetables, or you can even use the plant-based mock meats that we do have available. As you know, in 2021, we have so many varieties of plant-based options that it's pretty easy to have access to all of it. So right now, my shiitake mushrooms and my cauliflower is getting closer to being done. So now I'm going to be adding the vegetables, which is purple onion, the bell pepper, and I have green peppers and red peppers. I also love to add so many colors to my food. You know, I almost want to have the rainbow going on. I think it adds a lot of vitamins, a lot of minerals, and it looks pretty because you want to have a colorful meal. And that's usually how I like to make my food. I like to have the rainbow. I like to have different flavors. And it's something that a lot of people will enjoy, your friends, your family. You know, if you want to have a cook-up, you definitely want to make these tacos for everybody. And while this is cooking, I wanted to show you the tortillas that I'm going to be using. And this is the almond flour siete tortillas. Now, this is a personal favorite of mine. If you haven't heard of this brand, you should definitely check it out. I think a lot of you will enjoy their products. However, you don't have to use this. You can definitely use flour tortillas or corn tortillas as well. It really comes down to preference. And so right now my veggies are cooking. I honestly wish you guys could smell this because it smells so good already. And you have all the flavors mixing together, the oregano, the cayenne pepper. So, so good. And while this cooks, I'm going to go ahead and turn it down because you don't want to like overcook your vegetables. You still want them to have, you know, the crunchy texture, because if you overcook them, they'll get too mushy, and that's not what you want. You still want to have that crunch whenever it comes to adding your tacos. Now for the salsa, while this cooks, I'm going to show you the things that are going to go in it. So a traditional Mexican sauce consists of tomatillos, which this is how they look. And I roasted all of this stuff. So you roast tomatillos, you roast jalapenos, and you're going to be adding fresh purple onion. And I'm going to show you that process here in a minute. I'm just going to move my veggies so they can saute evenly. And honestly, this is already looking amazing.
Amazing. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on Lunch Break Live with Jeniffer Olvera. She's a multi-talented vegan creator living in Austin, Texas, y'all. And she's a vegan chef. She's an author. She's an animal rights activist, co-founder of the Wavy Movement. And I just want to tell you, we're going to hear a little bit about sea moss later, y'all. So hang in there. We're also going to be seeing, I believe, blender dance. So stay tuned, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Yes, crunchy vegetables, Betty Ann. Yes, this is a fresh fajita Latin inspired taco. Y'all are amazing. Thanks for being here watching with us. All right, take it back to you.
Okay, so my veggies are almost done cooking, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring the heat just a little bit down so it stays warm while I make the sauce. And now for the sauce, we're going to move on to that. So I have my lovely blender right here, and I'm going to be adding my roasted veggies. Now, if you don't want a spicy salsa, what you can do is basically take off the veins and the seeds of the jalapenos, because that is what gives it that extra spice. So for me, you know, I like a medium spicy sauce. So I took it off of some of the jalapenos, but on the other ones, as you can see the veins and the seeds. And so I'm going to add it to my blender right here. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water because you don't want this sauce to be too runny. You want it to be a little bit thick. And this is going to be going on top of the tacos. So I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit. And then I'm going to add some salt. And this can just be to taste. I personally don't use a lot of salt, but I can still add a little bit. But like I said, it all comes to preference. Make sure that you play with it. You add as much as you like. If it needs something else, make sure that you add that as well. And we're gonna go ahead and blend now. So.
Yes, let's join at home, everybody. Move your arms, get up and dance. Let's go.
We're blender dance. And so as you can see, I'm not really blending it a whole lot because I still want it to be chunky. Okay, now that my sauce has been blended, it smells already amazing. You can smell the spice, the freshness of the tomatillos, and I have my lovely sauce bowl right here, and I'm gonna give you a close-up of how this sauce is going to look. So good. And if you guys didn't know, when you go to Latin-inspired restaurants or when you go to Mexico, this is a staple in almost all the restaurants. So it's something that you find a lot. Now, I'm going to be adding 2 more things to the sauce to give it more freshness. And what basically I'm going to be doing is adding chopped cilantro and chopped onions. We're going to add it to the sauce. And we're going to mix it all together, just like this. So good. Spicy, I'm sure, but this gives it a lot of flavor. And honestly, for tacos, you have to have sauce. Like, it's a must. So make sure that you don't skip this step when making your tacos. Now, I'm going to go ahead and heat up my tortillas, which are almond tortillas. And I'm going to go ahead and heat them up so that I can have a delicious taco. And my fajitas are already perfectly cooked. They still have that crunch. They mixed in with all the seasonings. And I'm gonna go ahead and try it because you always want to try your food before you taste it so you can see if you need to add anything else. So good. Not too spicy. Perfect amount of seasonings. And what I really love about it is that these coconut aminos give it so much flavor, and it's honestly something that you can find in almost all the stores. And if you don't find the organic coconut aminos, you can use the regular aminos, which is, I forgot what brand it is, but I know there's another one that is the same aminos, but they're not made from coconut. And so, my tortilla is already cooking. I'm going to be making 2 tacos. And I only made a little bit because it's just me right now. However, if you want to make this for your family or for your partner, then you just kind of want to add more veggies, more mushrooms, more cauliflower, just kind of like double the recipe. And my lovely tortilla is ready. Now I'm going to be adding the other one. And usually, what we do in Mexico is that we love cilantro, we love onion, we love the freshness. And usually once we plate our tacos, we're going to be adding this on top as well for that freshness. And I honestly love cilantro. I'm sure a lot of people do. And it's so good for you. And something that I love about cooking is that I use both cooked ingredients and raw ingredients. So it's a little bit of both. You know, you have the freshness, and then the sauteed veggies, and together it makes magic. So I really hope that you guys try this recipe. I think a lot of you will love it. And like I was telling you, tacos are just that thing that people love, and it's easy to make. So my tortillas are almost done. And I'm gonna go ahead and plate my tacos so I can show you guys how it's gonna look. I'm going to get all the veggies in there, the mushrooms, the cauliflower, in my taco right here.
Shout out to those coconut aminos, full of nutrients. I love that you use those. And oh my goodness, we learned how to make our own, what do you call it? Is it salsa? How do you say that?
It's like a spicy salsa. And this one is a green sauce. So usually the options that you have when you go to like a Latin restaurant or a Mexican restaurant is that you have usually red sauce or green sauce. And I personally love the green sauce. I think it's really good. But you can make both. I mean, honestly, you can make a lot of salsas in different ways, using peppers, using tomatillos or tomatoes. And then onion is always a staple as well. Now, the only thing that I did miss in my salsa is that you can also add garlic. I honestly ran out of garlic, so I didn't have that. But if you want to add it, make sure that you do. Now, I'm also going to be adding the sauce on my taco now. And depending on your spicy tolerance, you can either add a little bit or a lot, whichever you prefer. And I'm also going to be topping it off with the fresh cilantro and the fresh onions. You can see.
Ooh,
Cool. It is a pretty hefty taco, I would say.
It looks so
But
healthy. Yes.
yes, absolutely. You can never have too many vegetables. Now, another thing that you can also add to your tacos to add the healthy fats and just to add more of that creamy texture is fresh avocados. I love avocado. Sorry, this sauce is spicy. Let me tell you. I love avocados. They're so good, and I think most people do use them on a regular basis. But yeah, I just wanted to show you my taco right here. And it was super simple to make, and it's something that I think a lot of you will enjoy. You can make it for your kids, minus the sauce. You can use different combinations of vegetables. This is just one. And I think that's what I love about plant-based cooking, that we have so many options to cook from, to choose from. And it's just about trying different things. Now, I may or may not take a bite, but I think I just might because it's honestly looking amazing. So, cheers on this beautiful taco. And I'm sorry to all of you if your mouth is watering, but I'm hungry right now.
Go for it. And I'm going to talk a little bit about you while we have a moment. You can find this recipe plus thousands of others on janeunchained.com. Those of you that are brand new to the space, I want to thank Betty Ann Cornwall, Tom, Tina, as well as we've got some new friends in here, Joshua, and maybe you've seen before. Let's see who else been. Tina, we said Debbie. Thank you, everybody, for watching with us. Now we have a special, we also have Abdu, and Tom is watching too. Now we have something special for you all. I want to tell you how I met Jenny was in Clubhouse. If you haven't been over to the Clubhouse, head on over. You can find janeunchained.com, 11 a.m. over there in the plant-based food and wellness, 11 a.m. Pacific on Thursdays. Just hit me up if you want to know more. Send me a direct message. But Jenny was talking about sea moss. We're going to learn a teeny bit about sea moss right now because that is one of her side businesses that she's working into being more full. And she's also going to be doing more cooking shows here and elsewhere. She's always invited back. We would love to have you once a month at least, but people are busy, but we're always welcoming to you. So tell us a little bit about the value of sea moss and what do you have there? Take it away.
So you may or may not have heard about sea moss. And if you have, that is amazing. But if you haven't, sea moss is basically a sea vegetable. It does come from the ocean, just how you have nori, the nori that goes around the sushi. You have wakame. You have different types of algae. And what I love about sea moss is that it contains 92 of the 102 minerals that your body needs. And so it's a very nutrient-dense vegetable. It is extracted from the ocean, and basically what we do is that we process it and we make it into a gel. And this is just one of the flavors that we have, which is sea moss infused with tamarind. Now you probably have heard about tamarind, but it's a fruit. It's a tropical fruit. It has a very tangy taste. And sea moss, like I told you, it's a very nutrient dense. It's high in iron. It's high in many vitamins and minerals, soluble fiber, and it's kind of like nature's natural multivitamin. I know that a lot of people take, gummies with vitamins and everything like that, but what I like about this is that it's a more natural form because it's not super processed. It's very natural, And the only thing that we do as far as processing is basically blend it with water, the sea moss, and then whatever flavor we want to make it, you know, extra tasty, to give it a uniqueness, because there's honestly a lot of people that are getting sea moss, and we just wanted to bring something unique. So if you have never tried it, I think it's something that a lot of people can benefit from, because it helps with energy levels, it helps you with digestion, it gives you vitamins and minerals that you can't always get, because you would have to eat a lot of different things just to get those. And so this is just an easy way to get that in your body. It also helps with nail hair growth. It helps with hair growth. And the cool thing about it is that you can take it internally, and you can also use it topically. I actually use sea moss as a face mask, and it helps with breakouts. It helps pull toxins off the face and, like, you know, the pimples that we have going on, and it just acts like a natural Botox. And so there's honestly so many things about sea moss. I can probably, you know, share a bunch of things, but I just kind of wanted to share the highlights of what sea moss is. If you check out the website, which is thewavy.com, you can definitely learn more about our sea moss, the benefits, the ins and outs of it. And I just wanted to show you how it looks.
Very cool. Everybody, this is a vegan product here, y'all. So one of the key things we were talking about earlier, Jenny, is your commitment to getting, you know, the value of the food and the nutrients to people in any
Yes.
way possible. So you and your partner have created this amazing product. And wow, thank you so much. What else did you want to say? Take it away.
Like I told you, I want people to actually feel good and thrive on a vegan lifestyle. And I think it's very important for us to actually be mindful of what we eat, so that we can be long life vegans, because that's the ultimate goal for us. And I think it's very doable when you take care of yourself in the proper way.
Okay, everybody, we're going to take it back to this gorgeous fajita, the Latin inspired taco fajita. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that gorgeousness. Thank you so much. And wow, we're going to let Jenny go ahead and continue eating her lunch. We want to thank everybody for watching here on Lunch Break Live, and we will definitely see you next time. Thank you again. Ask any questions in here, and Jenny will pop back in here and answer your questions, y'all who have been watching. We appreciate you. Hi, Connie. Nice to see you. And we got Tom and Tina as well, and Betty Ann and so forth, and Joshua. Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate you. See you next time.